enjoy it.
Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like.
Did y'all see that? They was talking about Doge going after DCS. Interesting, huh?
No, you got to give that to the SCP Foundation because that is a specimen in there. How do you let it get that bad? Like, there's like 5 different types of mold and they're all like alive and it's gonna be The Last of Us.
That's
The
disgusting.
show in the game, you know? It's
a
people
trash
like
can.
you that I don't trust.
Sure. I mean, I would like to not.
Don't we all?
I'm a believer.
I have no doubt.
I've had about 3 or 4, how do we say?
Counters.
Encounters in my life.
But I absolutely believe like we're just like one small piece of the puzzle, and I think there's so much going on. And I'm a very big believer in energies.
I don't know. I feel like if you let that in, it can come in.
I've had about 4 experiences that I cannot explain. So yeah, I'm definitely a believer.
Like you do have the ability to open yourself up to things, and you have to kind of protect yourself, I think.
We'll have to talk.
We'll talk after.
It's a longer conversation.
I know.
This robot.
Trusting Dave, who once backed into a pole.
Isn't it crazy how far technology is coming now? It's a little scary if you think about it. And how far can it go?
Do you guys actually realize what is going on here? Remember, when they tell you to look this way, there's a whole nother narrative going on this way. Since 2020, I've been sharing with you by 2025, crypto was going to be part of the normal banking system. And on the back end of 2024, going into 2025, everything flipped. And as people should be running into crypto, they're running out of crypto because they're price sensitive and emotional. If you are emotional about markets, you're going to get wrecked 100% of the time. The key is to understand what is actually happening. So this was posted by Rob Cunningham. Check this out. Brad Garlinghouse is sitting right there in the front row with Donald Trump, the president of the United States. Ripple is one of the most disruptive companies to the financial system in history, and that is why on December 20th, 2020, the SEC sued Ripple in the old regime. And now you're seeing clearly why. XRP is a massive solve for the liquidity crisis in America and globally. You have Ripple, the company. They had the most disruptive technologies that could transform the banking system as we know it. And ironically, they now have the stablecoin. And if you pay attention to what's happening, all of Ripple's services, to include Ripple the company, XRP the token, and the stablecoin, have the exact solve that the banking system needs and our government needs to continue to be the global superpower. And at the exact same time, boom, the OCC posts that now they're reminding, hey, banks can operate in crypto custody, stablecoins, and distributed ledger technology. So what you're seeing here is a transformation of the global financial system. Do not be price sensitive. We are celebrating this sideways action because we know exactly what we hold. Trump, almost a week ago, mentioned 5 cryptos, and all of those were in our portfolio because we took a logical view at this. So remember, when they tell you to look this way, you gotta turn your head this way. The reason why everything is going sideways and the reason why it feels like crypto's never gonna go up is because now the big money is getting involved and they're trying to create the best buy-in prices they can. So if you can put on a 6-year horizon, you have 6 years to not screw this up. And you dial in the next 6 years to understand why this is happening. Do not ask what to invest in, but ask why you're investing in it. You could be the generational shifter in your family's timeline. But most people are just going to be emotional. They're going to listen to the hype. They're going to listen to the news. They're trying to get rich quick. You're going to get wrecked 100% of the time, hence the meme coin casino. So know what's going on. I will continue to tell you, by 2030, this will be a normal part of your financial system. Everybody will be operating on crypto, blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, and on-demand liquidity. You're either going to own it or you're going to consume it. It's a freight train of success. You can get on and go for the ride of your life, or you're going to get ran over by it. But the fact is, everybody has to get on this train at some point. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Love you guys. Huge.
What do you all know about cryptocurrency? I don't know much about it. I didn't jump into it. Have any of you jumped into it? If you have, let me know in the comments. And also, if you know anything about it, let me know.
Warning, I'm not DMing you.
I don't
I'm
know
not
much.
commenting on your profile. I do not invest people's crypto. I'll never ask you to send me money. Ever, ever, ever. Do not fall for these scams. You're using our likeness and image, AI technology. Just don't send your crypto to anybody. I have resources for you to support you so you know you're talking to my team. You'll see the Coach JV Academy in my bio. It's an education academy. We've helped 10,300 people understand why this is happening. Market calls, live calls, community, blockchain technology, education.
Not much about
When
it.
things are going sideways, we go live in there to keep you calm, to keep you focused. You have all the support you need to feel successful, to understand this game. So that's called the Coach JV Academy. On the other side, completely separate, I have what's called a needs assessment, because I get hundreds of messages. I explain on a daily basis on my channels on how I pull profits, and I use cash value life insurance I bank on myself. But what I do may not work for you. So every time I pull profits, I secure, compound, and grow my wealth. Very important. So if you're interested in learning more about that, fill out the needs assessment so I can have the proper team member reach out to you. They will text you, call you, email. You'll never send them money directly. That's all in my bio. I love you guys. Warriors, let's get your shit together. Love you.
Y'all, what the fuck is going on with Cynthia Erivo hands? This video I'm gonna show y'all, she was on stage singing and her hands was twice the size of this. It looked like Shaquille O'Neal hands, but skinny as hell. Her hands was real live on some wicked shit. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Her hands remind me of the shorty that was in the crowd when The Weeknd was doing this little song and she had them long ass fingers. That's what hers remind me of. Look at this shit. Look at her hands, y'all. And it look like it's growing.
They do.
Am I tripping? I understand she got on nails, but look out how long her fingers is, y'all. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Oh, y'all just seen what I seen. Her hands is way longer on that video than right here on this picture. And I swear, watch the joint over. Watch this video over. You're going to see her hands. It looked like it was growing, y'all. This shit is crazy, fool. Now all them interviews when she was talking crazy is kind of making sense. She might be...
So Wisconsin experienced 3 tornadoes touching down yesterday. Y'all see that? Look at this, y'all. But people didn't seem to care about the tornado. They were more concerned about catching this thing. Y'all, look at this.
Are you kidding me?
Y'all see how orange that is? And then on the opposite side, you have this dark banded rainbow. Look at this, y'all. Right? That orange is intense. Here goes another video, and like I said, y'all, people seem to be more concerned about the sky because look at that. Look at all the plasma and lightning that was going on. Here's a better shot of this dark banded rainbow, y'all. And again, it looks like it's literally like coming through our realm. Y'all see that? Like it's tearing through. How is this possible? Take a look at this picture that was sent to me from California. It looks like the sun is projecting the symbols of the 7 chakras and more. Y'all look at that. Y'all see that? That's crazy. And this over here looks like some type of unicorn. I don't know if y'all see that or not, but look at this. It looks like some type of unicorn. It's just crazy, y'all. And then when I zoom out of the picture, the whole cloud looks like a heart and the sun looks like it's rising out of the clouds and is literally speaking to our chakras. You know what I'm saying? Aligning our chakras, which is what's happening right now, y'all, if y'all feel that. And you can clearly see the black sun back there just giving off that green astral light. Y'all see that, right? I'm telling y'all, the shift is here. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's continue to get it. Peace out.
The other day we had a storm here, and right after the storm went through, it got really orange. And it was the same day that happened. I got a video of it and some pictures.
Pay attention. Israel has attacked near the presidential palace in Damascus. There are actually 2 Bible prophecies regarding the destruction of Damascus that at an unspecified time in the future, the city will be completely uninhabitable. Isaiah chapter 17 verses 1 through 3. Behold, Damascus is about to be removed from being a city and will become a fallen ruin. The cities are forsaken. They will be for flocks to lie down in, and there will be no one to frighten them. The fortified city will disappear entirely from Damascus. Also, Jeremiah 49, concerning Damascus. Hamath and Arpad are put to shame, for they have heard bad news. They are disheartened. There is anxiety by the sea. It cannot be calm. Damascus has become helpless. She has turned away to flee, and panic has gripped her. Distress and pangs have taken hold of her like a woman in childbirth. Damascus is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities on the earth. It has been attacked, besieged, and conquered. But Damascus has never been completely destroyed and left uninhabited. Yet that is exactly what the Bible says will happen. The context of Isaiah 17 and Jeremiah 49 are a series of end-time prophecies dealing with God's judgment on Israel's neighbors and enemies leading up to and through the tribulation. How will it be destroyed? When will it be destroyed? And what are the implications for the rest of Syria? The Bible does not say. I'm praying the Lord has mercy on the people in that city. People right now are boldly preaching the gospel and teaching the word of God in that city. Let's pray that they reach all the people in Damascus and all of Syria before the judgment comes. I love you. I hope you have a good day.
You guys, I don't know what's going on, but this is getting surreal, y'all. A major power outage happened in two different countries of Spain and Portugal, which border each other. This thing happened in the middle of the night, y'all. This movie is becoming for real. Both of the countries fell into some type of deep, ominous silence. There's no electromagnetic buzzing, so there's really peace. People were actually stopping to talk to one another, which is rare these days.
Guys, this is literally insane. I'm here right now in Barcelona and there is no electricity. Like, for example, look at this restaurant. It's completely dark. Like, nothing is working, no refrigerators. There is no internet in the majority of places, so now we're heading to Soho House. No traffic lights are working, so there is a policeman in charge. People are actually chilling and talking to each other. There has never been a traffic jam like this in Barcelona. Like, even in the worst times, it's crazy. Just because traffic lights are not working.
In conjunction to the blackout, sirens are being heard everywhere. So it's a busy city. Traffic jams because the lights are working. People stuck in elevator because, power is out. Like I am saying, y'all, this is happening too often. Are we getting close to some type of event? Look at this train over here. It stopped in the middle of nowhere and the people had to get out. Every part of digital life was down, y'all.
In Portugal have been hit by catastrophic power outages, leaving whole cities without any electricity or internet. Entire airports and metro systems have come to a halt, with both countries' car traffic facing chaos as lights and signals have stopped working.
A lot of people here would lose their freaking mind here in the U.S.
Madrid Open has been suspended, with large crowds stranded at train stations across both countries.
The recent mass power outage in Spain and Portugal is not just random, y'all. It's symbolic. Let's break this down. These two nations were the original architect of colonization, global slavery, and forced spread of Catholicism. The same system that ripped the indigenous people from their land, enslaved millions, and erased our cultures. They were the head of the serpent, so to speak. That's why when you look at the map, it looks like a head, doesn't it, y'all? Look at that. Here go another picture. Look, it looks like a head, doesn't it? Right? See, that's why it's called Europe. It was our rope. It was the rope over our heads. See, that's why I told you guys there's a great enlightenment, a great change coming, because the Pope's death signifies the end of the system that authorized slavery. So cutting off the power to Spain, to Portugal, is symbolically cutting off the head of the snake. That's why when we look at the top view of St. Peter's Basilica, where the Pope was laid to rest, it looks like a snake, doesn't it? Look at that. Here's the eyes, here's the head. Now, when you look at it at another angle, it's not just a sword, it is now a snake, right? Symbolically cutting off the head of the snake, right? That's why they say the tongue is mightier than the sword, because we have been speaking this thing into fruition, and now it has finally happened, y'all. The head of the snake is cut off. That's why the blackout took place in Portugal, Spain. A port is a portal or a door, and pain is a pain, right? It's cutting off the door to our pain, the portal to our pain, which has been Europe. It has been our rope, your rope. That's why Europe and Chaldean Gematria gives us 33, which is the age of enlightenment, y'all. I told y'all there is enlightenment going. This is the age that Jesus reached, where he was able to bridge the spirit and the physical world, and he was able to leave the physical reality. We're about to do this. I've been telling y'all this. That's why that Nubbin commercial came out and she asked you, are you ready? Because we about to get ready to leave the Matrix. I've been telling y'all, this is the greatest time to be alive, y'all. And if you're vibing with this video and you see life throwing these numbers at you and you want to know what they're all about, DM me. Let me know. This is what I do. I'll do personal decodings. If you're trying to figure out what these numbers mean, we are literally numbers in motion. Hit me up and we'll figure it out. All right? Let's get this shift. We're in it. Peace in.
This is taken from a civilian pilot, right? Not a FLIR system, not an infrared system, but an average person with an average camera at 21,000 feet. And the object potentially is anywhere between 600 to 1,000 feet in diameter.
Wow.
It's a lenticular object, and it is silver. Now, I cannot vouch for the veracity of this photograph. I didn't take it. But this is an example of one of many, many, many incidents involving commercial and private pilots. And guess what? They don't know where to report it. Guess what? Congress has no idea that this is happening on a regular basis. That's a problem.
So I would love to come on here and say that the UAP
crazy.
hearing that happened today, May 1st, was great and we came out with all this stuff, but that's not what happened. The one part that really bugged me is that Haim Eshed was there. He's the former Israeli space chief, and he's the one that came out a few years back and announced that the Galactic Federation exists and that the governments, a number of government leaders are in communication with them and that Trump knows about them. Oh yeah, for entertainment purposes only. We gotta always say that. Always and forever entertainment purposes only.
Has the state of Israel made contact with aliens? Well, according to retired Israeli General Professor Haim Eshed, the answer is yes. Eshed served as the head of Israel's space security program for nearly 30 years, and he says that Israel and the U.S. have both been dealing with aliens for years. Now, to clarify, this by no means refers to immigrants. Eshed is clarifying the existence of a so-called Galactic Federation, and the 87-year-old former space security chief told Israel's Ynet News that lots of agreements have been made between the aliens and the U.S. to try and research and understand the fabric of the universe. Well, apparently this has all been kept a secret because humanity isn't ready. And if true, it would coincide with U.S. President Donald Trump's creation of the Space Force as a fifth branch of the U.S. Armed Forces. Apparently, Trump knows about the aliens, too.
You certainly covered the most shocking ones. The claim made by Professor Haim Eshed is that we are not alone in the universe, and not only are we not alone, we're not even alone on our own planet. The claim is that we have been visited by extraterrestrial life who have set up a joint base of operations with the United States on Mars, buried beneath the surface. He also claims that astronauts from the United States have been to Mars and are working alongside the extraterrestrials at this Mars base. This, in addition to the claims of a galactic federation, which, interestingly enough, echoes statements made in 2005 by former Canadian Defense Minister Paul Hellyer about visits by extraterrestrials to Earth as well.
That he came in there and I was thinking, oh, this is perfect. They finally brought someone that's going to bring up something that's going to push this in the right direction. You know what he talked about? Comets. And then Lou Elizondo at the very beginning of the hearing, he put in his announcement that he was there to make sure that everyone kept government secrets secret.
For those of you who have security clearance or who have held a security clearance, I ask that you please be mindful that this is an unclassified venue and not to discuss classified information. For the record, none of us look good in an orange jumpsuit. Certainly I don't. So we want to be mindful of that.
So that was
That pisses me off, doesn't you?
disappointing. I mean, I understand certain government secrets. Obviously, we need to keep certain government secrets secret. But if we're working on disclosure,
you know, something that's already been disclosed, I feel like should have been brought up. Just a little bit. The guy was there. He's the one that said it. There's also the Canadian, the former Canadian, I can't ever think of his title. Anyways, I'll put the clip up for you. But he said it also.
Why do you say that UFOs are as real as the airplanes flying over our heads?
Well, because I know that they are. They've been visiting this planet for thousands of years. And there is what is called a federation of these people, and they have rules. Gave me the dubious distinction of being the first person of cabinet rank in the G8 group of countries who ever said categorically, without reservation, UFOs are real, and you have to accept them as being real.
And this came out a long time ago, and we all know that he said it. But here he is talking about Oumuamua, which, you know, he was really into the Oumuamua thing. So he went into depth on that. But we really didn't get anything else. And then Lou Elizondo came up and showed a blurry picture that he said was from a civilian pilot. They did talk about some instances with naval vessels. So we did get that, but that's been talked about before. So really nothing new except for a slightly higher level of frustration is what you got there. So that's your update. Sorry. I mean,
And it's sad that they won't give us the information. They're holding it, and they sit there and give it away by saying, "Remember, this is classified. Don't say anything is classified."
people are getting more comfortable with it. That's a good thing. People are getting more comfortable. They did bring up the problem of where when anyone comes forward, they're discredited, they're slandered, you know, they're made to look like a complete fool. They risk losing their career and their livelihood. They did bring that up. So there were some good things that they touched on. I just feel like the time could have been used more wisely. That's all. Anyways, that's your update. Okay, love you, bye.
Have any of you all seen anything in the sky yourself that you couldn't catch on camera and you can't hardly explain what it looked like or what it was? I have. Me and my son both. It's pretty wild.
Have y'all ever seen a commercial for Celine Dion's clothing brand, y'all? When I tell you this shit is twisted and dark, it's twisted and dark. In this commercial, she's literally stealing babies, y'all. Her clothing brand is called New. And we all know what that stands for. New World, you finish the rest down below in the comments. The clothes she even making the kids wear is weird as fuck. Look at this shit. This is baby clothes. Look at the symbolism. We all know what this represents. I feel bad for the parents that allow their children to wear this shit. Look, it's like they want to start them young. You got the baby with the devil horns. It's right there in your face. Look at this shit. Y'all, this is literally her clothing brand. I'm not understanding why people allow their kids to wear this shit. It's weird. Would you allow your kids to wear something like this? Look at this. Now take a look at the video playing over my head.
Our children.
This shit is weird, y'all.
Our children. As we are all just links in a never-ending chain that is life.
Y'all seen the clothes.
In reality, we are only a fraction of their universe. We miss the past. They dream of tomorrow. We may thrust them forward into the future, but the course will always be theirs to choose.
If y'all don't see it, and I really gotta say it.
Yeah, girl, and I'm Beyonce.
Come on now.
We're in Baldwin Park this morning where Olive Middle School
Would you let your kids wear the clothes? Or have you?
is closed for the day after a school employee barricaded herself in a room for nearly 12 hours yesterday.
The SWAT team came, the police were there, the SWAT team entered and they were like on the concrete. And then we evacuated from the back.
The barricade situation finally came to an end closer to 9 o'clock Thursday night when a SWAT team used a Bearcat. They deployed equipment to break through the door of the room the employee was in after police say she caused some kind of disruption on campus earlier in the morning. That's when students and staff evacuated to Walnut Elementary. As for the employee, she was arrested. Thankfully, there were no injuries. I should also mention all of the other Baldwin Park Unified Schools are open today. As for Olive Middle, they'll reopen Monday and counselors will be available.
What is that all about? That's a little nuts, ain't it? Our kids are homeschooled. There's good reasons.
Everyone beware because this is a new kidnapping technique. Watch the video and I'll explain after.
Before we go any further, that's probably just a recording. And unfortunately, I would fall for that. And I'm afraid my wife and my daughters would too. It's crazy. You just don't know anymore.
According to the men, there was a woman walking down the street, calmly just screaming. She was screaming and crying and asking for help, but was very calm. When the guys left, they saw her just get into a car and they drove off. The guys went inside because they knew it was a setup. If they went to go help that woman, the car would have been right there and would have gotten the guys. Or mugged them, I don't know. Please, stay safe out there. This is so scary.
Why the fuck is nobody talking about how they just removed this video off of Dana White's podcast? They do not want you to know this. Watch this closely.
You were explaining nose breathing to me out there.
Yeah.
How nose breathing is better
Better for you.
because of,
Well, first of all, you were designed to breathe. Your sinuses and your nose were designed for breathing. And so you actually emit a gas in your sinuses called nitric oxide, which is a vasodilator. It helps you absorb oxygen. So by breathing through your nose, plus you reduce the amount of intake that you have, and that gets you CO2 tolerant. So all of a sudden you're breathing less volume. I mean, you know from the fight game, as soon as a guy goes to mouth breathing, you're like, he's toast. You know that, right? That's your first giveaway. So your ability to deal with stress and breathe through your nose. I mean, everybody should be breathing through their nose in their sleep, walking around. I mean, we became mouth breathers in the last 200 years.
Our nose is kind of like a filter, isn't it?
Isn't that the same thing that Steve Harvey was trying to say?
Sadly, not too many people focus on the cure. It's more about treatment than anything.
Band-Aid approach.
And so they gave me some high blood medication. They gave me a CPAP machine. I started sleeping on a CPAP machine. I hated it.
This next Shark Tank clip is gonna prove everything.
Which is the most popular? Tropical Rush is our best seller. There's a base of menthol and peppermint in all of them. Woo!
Woo!
There you go. Yes. That's really good.
It's really quite a hit.
It enhances your breathing for sure.
It does open you up.
If you're constantly snoring, a mouth breather, or just have trouble breathing, you need to try Boom Boom. It has 2 key ingredients: essential oils that are gonna break up the mucus, and then menthol that is scientifically proven to make it easier to breathe. Super simple to use, just inhale in both noses.
I only have one nose.
And you are instantly going to feel it hit you in the back of the brain, and it definitely clears up those nasal passages instantly. If you see that orange cart below, that means they just restocked, which is rare. They literally cannot keep up with the demand.
Well, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. We had a massive earthquake, a magnitude 7.4 that struck just near Cape Horn in South America. This is a massive earthquake for this region. Again, tectonically, there's normally a lot of earthquakes, but not this far south. So there was no tsunami warning that has been issued at all and has not even occurred. So that is good news. But the situation continues to evolve. There's been numerous amounts of aftershocks that continue to plague this region. Remember, always be earthquake ready. You just never know when one of these are going to strike. And it's also a reminder that here in California, we always need to be earthquake ready because we live in a tectonic-filled plate boundary zone. Remember, you had the Lake Elsinore region and you had the San Diego region that had an earthquake just 2 weeks ago. And look at how it just happened without warning. Very important to know this.
A lot of earthquakes are hitting here lately. It seems to be picking up. I believe just on the East Coast, off the East Coast, around New York, There was a 5.2 just the other day. Things are picking up. I think it's got a lot to do with the sun, but probably a lot to do with the drilling too, but who knows? Ain't gonna tell us. Y'all see that? What is that? Is that moisture? I mean, you got like snow or something coming down. It says May 1st though. Rain. What the heck is that? I don't know.
Everything's gonna be okay. However, next week, sometime between May 7th and 13th, a spacecraft that has been orbiting Earth for over 50 years is going to hit Earth. This is insane. A spacecraft called Cosmos 482 was launched in 1972. It was meant to travel to the planet Venus to explore its incredibly hot and toxic and acidic atmosphere and surface. But instead, things went wrong and it broke up into pieces in orbit around Earth, where some of it has been for the last 53 years. And now a chunk is falling to Earth, and astronomers believe it's the chunk that was supposed to land on Venus. And that's the problem, because normally when satellites and stuff come back to Earth, they burn up and disintegrate when they re-enter Earth's atmosphere. But this was meant to go to a planet, a crazy planet, Venus. So it has a heat shield and it's meant to withstand up to 300 Gs of acceleration. So there's a really good chance it does make it to a planet's surface, just the wrong planet. It's probably gonna hit Earth. It's not super big, it's only about 1,000 pounds and about 3 feet in diameter, but it will be traveling incredibly fast because it will basically be falling from outer space. This is what the orbital path is looking like, so there's a good chance it'll land somewhere along this line, and a lot of it's over the ocean, and it could land somewhere else. Or maybe it's been in space for so long and traveled through so much radiation that its heat shield sucks now and it doesn't hit the surface. But it would not hurt to keep an eye out.
What's she smiling about? It could hit your house. It could hit your car. That's crazy. It's ridiculous. Things they've done, huh? Something. They ain't moving. Where is it? Disappeared, didn't it?
Mayday, Mayday. May 1st, 2025. Earthquake alert. Hold on to asses. Look at this. 2.5 and bigger past 30 days. 11,000 earthquakes on the map.
Like something's happening, doesn't it? What y'all think? Something bigger coming?
The Ring of Fire.
A lot of earthquakes in it.
The purpose of the earthquake alert is to reduce the impact of earthquakes to save lives and property. Be ready for anything.
Always am.
Do not see this very often, but the Storm Prediction Center has issued a level 4 out of 5 moderate risk of severe weather for parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa, where there will be an elevated threat for strong, intense, perhaps even long-track tornadoes in this specific region. There will also be some numerous to widespread damaging winds across anywhere in our enhanced and moderate risk of severe weather. This entire region, though, is where we are watching for the most elevated potential of a severe weather outbreak, with numerous to widespread damaging winds, large hail, and strong tornadoes being in play.
Hold on, y'all. I feel like I'm having a deja vu moment. Didn't this weird storm pattern just take place in the same area? Am I tripping, y'all? If I'm not mistaken, Texas, Oklahoma, all these states right here in the Midwest just experienced some crazy weather anomaly. So they're telling y'all to get ready for dust, for rain, tornadoes, different hail sizes. I don't even know how they know this already. This is crazy. And flooding, y'all. So be prepared. I don't know what's going on, but it looks like the earth she's going through it. Let me know what you guys think about this video. The shift is here. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
Storms have been getting a lot crazier too. And they're always seem in the US they always seem to take the same path as that eclipse. Me and my wife have noticed that a lot.
See
What y'all think?
what is in this email that was sent to Tough News. Okay, so let's go. Let's read. So it says here, Tough News TV. I want to share some information with you about Jay-Z's former mistress, Kathy White. And it's all in connection to Kim Porter and Diddy. What people do not know about the events leading up to Kathy's death is that she was in constant contact with Kim Porter in the final year of her life. Pause.
Man.
I know.
Final year of her life.
The final year of her life. It was alleged that it wasn't just Diddy or we. The final year of Kathy White's life. Okay. Kathy provided Kim with evidence of threatening emails and text messages sent from a third party. Mr. Carter always covered his tracks well, so there couldn't be a definitive connection that led back to him. The messages that Kim had in her possession further supports the idea that Kathy was unalive and didn't pass away from a brain aneurysm. Pause.
That gets deep. Too deep.
Haven't I said all this? Funny how that works.
Yeah.
Next paragraph.
It's ridiculous.
Now the person's name was redacted. And I can understand why, but let's get into this next paragraph. Blank has a copy of all these messages, voice recordings, and 3 other phones that belong to Kim that revealed threatening messages that were sent to Kathy. There were messages that informed Kathy that if she didn't delete her pregnancy, that she will never work in the industry again, and that she needed to watch her every step moving forward. Kathy remained firm and stated she was keeping her baby. That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Then there were messages that revealed that Beyonce, she knows that Beyonce knew about the pregnancy and even messaged Kathy herself from a burner phone asking her, what?
What y'all know about this stuff?
The number was traced back to France.
To France.
Kim met Kathy in person.
Comment below. Let me know.
That I can confirm. Oh man.
You can confirm it?
No, it said that they can confirm. This person said that they could confirm. All the surveillance cameras at Kim's house. Puff. Gene Deal said that they were a package deal, just like I said. Puff contacted Kathy and tried to get her to meet him to discuss what's going on with her and Mr. Carter, but she declined because she feared for her life.
That's sad.
Kathy told Kim about Puff contacting her, and Kim suggested that she avoid both Jay and Puff and asked her, did she record the conversation? And Kathy said she did with a voice recorder she got from Radio Shack. Kathy made copies of all the information she had and gave them to who? Kim Porter? Kim flew out to New York in July of 2011 to meet Kathy and retrieve those tapes. Somehow Puff was aware of this meeting via Mary J. Blige and went off on Kim and started interrogating her about her reasoning for meeting up with Kathy. I thought you had a photo shoot, Puff asked. However, Puff couldn't get to New York City on that day that he had found out that Kim had flown out to New York, but told Kim to stay put until he arrived. Kim shipped the evidence that afternoon to an unnamed person by mail and instructed Kathy to get out of New York. Before Puff arrived, oh my goodness, Puff arrived the next day, livid. I can't confirm what was said or what went down when Puff met Kim, but Kathy ended up passing away a couple months later. After she made the bold decision to try to go public, exposing her relationship with Mr. Carter and that she was indeed pregnant. We all know that she was meeting with Liz Crokin. I want to leave you with this. Puff helped cover for Jay's involvement in Kathy's unalivement. And because Kim knew a lot of these dirty deeds, I'm 100% positive that Jay is tied to Kim's passing. And he helped Puff cover that up. Because a music mogul slipped up and said something one night and paid $100,000 to a music producer to buy his phone for that captured recording. The mogul pleaded and begged for the phone and said that his life depended on it. This is also very telling for people who would know. Lastly, Kim had no friends.
Damn.
Kim had no friends. Not even Kimura, apparently. Notice they said no friends. Notice they said it was Mary J. Blige that dined it out to Puff. That they were meeting. Kim met with a lot of people secretly. Just like she met with Cassie secretly right before she passed away. Now you got Chris Todd running around telling people that Kimura was the source when I know that's a damn lie because Kimura is just as guilty as most of the men.
And why is that?
Because she was a procurer for her ex-husband. And I know some of the young men she procured.
who has been telling us that the world is going to end May 27th, 2025.
Okay, first off, I already recorded this video. I recorded this and I literally watched it just disappear right in front of me. So that was weird and it kind of creeped me out. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't be talking about this. But here we are doing it again. Okay, so not too long ago, one of our friends here in the comments was like, hey, have you heard about this entity named Seven that is speaking to this couple and telling them things? And I'm like, no, wait, what? I haven't heard about this. I got to look it up. And then my sister comments and says, oh yeah, I was going to send you that video, but I didn't want to freak you out. And I was like, oh, send it. She did send it to me and it freaked me out. But I watched the rest of her videos all the way through on her account. Her account is called Save 7 and all of the videos are about this. Now listen, let me just say this first. I do not mess with no Ouija boards. That is not my thing. I don't like them. I don't want any of that energy in my home. I've never played with them when I was a child. If I go to your house and you pull one out and you're like, oh yeah, let's play this, I will leave. If you bring one to my home thinking that we're going to play that, I will kindly escort you out.
Y'all ever play a Ouija board? I did. It was probably a mistake. My wife said I acted weird for a long time, and then the Ouija board came up missing. Don't know what happened. I put it on the porch and went back out there and it was gone. So I don't know.
No, ma'am. We don't mess with that. However, like I said, I did watch all of these videos. So this husband and wife have been talking to this entity named Seven since the year 2013. And it has told them that the world is going to end May 27th, 2025, not the day after my birthday. Yes, May 27th, 2025, this year. It has told them this in a series of binary codes. Not just the binary codes. So binary codes, it has talked to them in backwards language. It has spoken to them in Latin and in freaking Sumerian even. And they have deciphered these codes. I have this notebook full of conversations from the year 2013. Now, also, it's not like it's been an everyday thing. It's been an ongoing event of them speaking to this entity, but it's not like it's something has been every day. And they also stopped talking to it in the year 2022. And then she just said she felt the need to share this with people and thought TikTok would be the best way. So now this entity tells them that they are part of a group of 5. Now, the first contact that entity 7 made was 24,875 days ago, I think it was. And they tried to add it up and it came out to be in 1945 when Pearl Harbor happened. I think that's what it was. Apparently, this entity 7 has been trying to warn people of great disaster so that they can warn the world that this is going to happen, but everybody fails. This husband and wife couple who's doing this account has been the third contact. And I guess apparently they fail because the world apparently ends in May. Now listen, she does say, she was like, listen, we are very, very normal people. We're not into witchcraft. We don't mess with demons. We don't do any of that thing, except they do happen to play with Ouija boards. So, but they also said that we're just very normal people. We're not geniuses. We are not like these mathematicians that we were able to decipher it. They just figured it out. And when they would ask the entity if it was right, it would say, yes, it's right. And they feel that this entity is some sort of a genius itself. So of course, people in the comments were like, yo, you're messing with something that's probably dark and evil. You shouldn't be talking to it. We don't know what this thing is. And she was just like, listen, we talked to it and it assured us that it was good and it wasn't evil. And she goes, but of course, that is probably something that a demon would say. She did acknowledge that, but she said that they got the sense from it that it was trying to help. So if you watch her videos, she explains everything. She explains why they're coming now and saying this when the world is supposed to end this year. Why did they wait so long? She talks about how they worked on deciphering all the things and why they stopped talking to it. So they did stop talking to it, like I said, in 2022, and they just a lot of people in the comments were like, well, you should ask it now. Go back and ask it now if it's the same date. So her second to last video, she did. She contacted it again and spoke to it, and it basically gave her the same date, May 27th, 2025. Also, a poem was included with it. You'll see. If you go onto it, you'll see. And the last video that she has up there right now, because people were saying, can you put this all into like a sheet, like a spreadsheet, or not a spreadsheet, but like a document. So she has everything written onto a document so she could show you what it's telling her and what it's telling them. And she goes over it. But now listen, if this is something that is going to bother you, do not go and watch the videos. I'm not telling you to watch the videos. I am just saying it's interesting, it's wild, It's creepy. I don't do the whole Ouija board thing, but this did kind of pique my interest a little bit as to what this thing was saying. It could be some sort of an alien entity. Going through an Ouija board, I don't like that. I know some of you might be into that, but that's not me. I don't do it. Anywho, all right, I gotta go. I gotta go into the store real quick. We'll talk later. If you go...
So I'm gonna have to go check this out. What about you all? I'm fascinated in this whole story. It's kind of weird how they waited all this time before they say something and all that, but it's interesting.
Watch it. Tell me what you think, please.
Who else caught 2 moons in the sky last night, y'all? This is a weird video. This was sent.
I haven't, but I want to. Damn it. Every time I look in the sky, there's always one moon. I don't know why. I don't know why.
To me from California, Los Angeles primarily, and this guy caught 2 moons in the sky, one brighter than the other. This is insane, y'all, because I didn't even see the moon last night. Anybody else saw the moon?
He didn't even get to see one, did he?
On the other side of LA, you can't see the second moon, right? And the moon looking weird as hell, still looking eclipse, and nobody's explaining why. And then also Starlink is in an upward motion.
That's wild.
Look at that, y'all. What is so much going on in the world right now? And it looks like they are going to war with the sky or with the sun or with something up in Belgium, y'all. Because what are you guys letting them do to y'all up there, y'all? Do you guys see this? It literally looks like a chessboard up there. Y'all see that, y'all? These things are flying in all directions. They look like they're all on a mission. What kind of this is Mission Impossible in the sky right now, and they're making it look possible. But I'm seeing a lot of things up there, especially around the sun. I don't know if you guys catching these different spheres up there, y'all. Y'all see that? So much going on in the sky, man. This is literally the Marvel movie that we are all a part of right now, man. And I'm telling y'all, things are about to kick up. Hold on to your horses, y'all. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
Hi, my loves. In today's video, we're going to be diving into a powerful May 2025 timeline check-in, one that many of you have been waiting for. We'll be asking Spirit about the energy surrounding leadership changes, government accountability, protests, the SAVE Act, possible global shifts, and more. These are the questions that you've been asking in the comments sections, and today we'll be asking Spirit using the pendulum. As always, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I am simply the channel through which these messages come. I'm not here to predict absolutes or claim certainty over the future. We're reading the energy as it stands right now, and energy can shift at any moment. Please remember, always use your own discernment, trust your own intuition, only take what resonates with your heart, and stay open to the truth as it reveals itself. Now let's see what the energy is showing us as we step into this new and incredibly important month together. Is the current energy pointing towards the Orange One's removal from public office in May of 2025?
That damn thing's moving, ain't it?
Yes, thank you. Is there energetic momentum building towards a significant leadership shift this month of May 2025? Yes, thank you. Is the Orange One likely to face a legal or a political turning point based on the current energy? Yes, thank you. Is impeachment still being considered as a potential path for the Orange One's removal? Yes, thank you. Is there a possibility that a health emergency could impact the Orange One's public position this month, May of 2025? Yes, thank you. If such an event occurs, is JD energetically aligned to step into public leadership as POTUS?
Let's go say yes. Don't know. You wait that long?
Yes, thank you. Is the energy showing that JD is currently being spiritually prepared to take on national leadership? Yes, thank you. If such an event occurs, would JD's promotion to POTUS be permanent? No, thank you. Is it because the orange one would be back? Yes, thank you. Would the orange one's return be short-lived? Yes, thank you.
What, really?
Would his return be short-lived because the orange one and his full administration will be removed soon? Yes, thank you.
I'm not buying this.
Will the orange one's removal trigger immediate national consequences such as protest or unrest? No, thank you. Will the orange one's removal trigger celebrations across the nation and the world? Yes, thank you.
I
Is the
can't.
birthday parade the orange one wants to have still likely to happen based on the current energy?
What's your thoughts? Tell me what you think about this thing. I know about the wedding or the having a baby thing over the wrist, but
Hey y'all, what's going
was
on
out
with
there.
Vegas? Because I'm coming across videos and it's looking pretty empty. I'm talking about ghost vibe type of videos, and I gotta ask, what is going on?
Alright, we're in Vegas. This is supposed to be the city that never sleeps. But there's like literally no one around here at all. And on all of our walks pretty much tonight, we've seen nobody. So, I don't know.
This video shocked me, y'all. This is a video from what the airport looks like today.
Here at the MGM Grand Las Vegas, and it is a ghost town in here. It's about, what, 9 o'clock? That's the home time. But there's not many people here at all.
Who's got money?
Here to my right, I only want to show their face, but
I don't have money.
see the rest of the casinos like this.
Look how empty it is, y'all. At the MGM, there's nobody there. Look, it's a ghost town. Now, we all know Vegas is a huge hub for international tourism. Yes, we all know that. But I believe most of the gamblers were domestic. So what is going on here? Is it because, you know, Trump pushing out immigrants with ICE and all this? Or is it because things are getting a lot more expensive? I mean, have you guys seen the grocery store? Now, I myself have been to Vegas a couple of times when it wasn't even busy, and it was a lot more people than this, y'all. So something big is going on, y'all, and people are feeling the shift. Telling y'all, man, people are waking up from that illusion, man. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Just shift this here. Let's continue to get it.
Let me know in the comments.
Tonight with these deadly storms sweeping east from Texas to Pennsylvania to New York at this hour. More than 50 million Americans on alert right now. A home set on fire by lightning. Drivers trapped under down lines. In North Texas, dark clouds from a tornadic supercell and hail the size of baseballs. The straight line winds have been ferocious with this, upwards of 100 miles an hour, tossing structures and causing accidents. In Oklahoma City, lightning sparking a fire, destroying this home. A mother and her 2 children inside. They did get out. They're okay tonight. And in Pennsylvania, state of emergency near Pittsburgh. Severe storms moving through, trees crashing down on power lines. 1 person killed by a tree coming down. 2 more electrocuted by down lines. Video tonight from AccuWeather showing a driver trapped under lines that had come down right there. And tonight, a new line of storms, again, stretching from Texas right to upstate New York. Lee Goldberg times this out. And ABC's Maria Villarreal leading us off here with the images already coming in.
Tonight, powerful storms pummeling the plains for a 3rd night in a row. Record rain inundating drivers navigating rivers during their morning commute in Norman, Oklahoma. Lightning sending this home up in flames in Oklahoma City. A mother and 2 children inside at the time, escaping with minor injuries. South of their families urged to evacuate from flooded neighborhoods in Lexington. Overnight, 100-mile-an-hour straight-line winds and baseball-sized hail slamming communities southwest of Wichita Falls, Texas. Part of the same system striking Pennsylvania, knocking out power to hundreds of thousands. The Pittsburgh area hit hard, authorities in at least one borough declaring a state of emergency. AccuWeather's Monica Danielle in State College with a driver trapped under power lines.
A firefighter came by and told me it's going to be a while. Like, they don't understand. He said, like, you're safe in there, stay in the car.
That driver is okay, but at least 4 are dead in Pennsylvania, including at least 2 people who were electrocuted.
David, back here in Texas, travelers are scrambling with more than 850 flights canceled so far nationwide. A majority of those cancellations happening right here at Dallas area airports. David?
And I know you still have watches in effect primarily east of Dallas there tonight. Maria, thank you for leading us off. Let's get right to...
So Michelle Obama finally admitted it, y'all. She said it on camera. So what we not gonna do is try to spin it as if we didn't see what she did and hear what she said. The proof is in the pudding. You're gonna hear the same thing I heard, and you're gonna see the same thing I seen. I understand people make mistakes and have slip-ups, but when you and your husband keep slipping up over the years, come on now. So here's where she messed up. When she asked Marlon Wayans a question, she should have said, so you particularly as a black man, instead of saying, warms my heart particularly as a black man. But here y'all go.
Marlon, a bit about, just so proud of how you are being a role model for dealing with a child that's transgender. And that's, that warms my heart, particularly as a black man. Would you...
Y'all heard that, right?
Now it's the stutter for me. It's like she knew she fucked up. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know down below in the comments.
Anyways, that's the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed that one. As far as the storms go, it's pretty crazy what's going on out there. It's like they constantly taking the same path over and over and over, and it's just devastating everybody. My thoughts and prayers to everybody out there. The government is doing things. I don't care what people say. They really are. But I hope you enjoyed the video. And Mr. and Mr. Obama, I hope y'all are having a good time. Anyways, I hope y'all have a good evening. Until the next one, take care.